Hi. If you've forgotten, I'm Emma from the YouTube channel B&B Spoilers. Welcome back to my channel. I am absolutely buzzing to reveal the latest, most explosive spoilers yet. Today, we are diving into a massive betrayal that will shake Forrester Creations to its very core. Electra Forrester is making a move that nobody saw coming, and the fashion war is about to get nuclear. The heavy mahogany doors of the Forrester Creations CEO office have just slammed shut, echoing with the severe finality of a judge's gavel. Ridge Forrester, standing tall and authoritative, has just delivered the most brutal ultimatum of Electra Forrester's young life. After R.J. Forrester paraded his bruised ribs through the building, weaponizing his physical altercations with Will Spencer to gain his father's sympathy, Ridge reached his absolute breaking point. He ruthlessly interrupted Electra's desperate excuses, looking her dead in the eye, and begged her to stay away from the Spencer heir. Ridge demanded absolute loyalty to the Forrester name, forcing Electra to choose between her flourishing career at the family legacy brand and the man who currently holds her heart. The tension in the room is suffocating, thick with the weight of decades of family rivalries and corporate greed. The crashing waves outside the Spencer beach house provide a beautifully tragic soundtrack to a romance violently torn apart by corporate warfare. Electra, feeling cornered, manipulated, and utterly exhausted by the relentless demands of her family, makes the heartbreaking decision to comply with Ridge's demands. She stands before a devastated Will Spencer, her voice trembling but her resolve hardening, and shatters his heart into a million pieces. She dumps him, fulfilling the exact mandate handed down by the Forrester patriarch. Will is left completely gutted, wallowing in a suffocating misery as he watches the woman he loves walk out the door, seemingly choosing her family's fashion empire over their future together. He is left contemplating sending desperate apology texts, unaware that the game is about to change entirely. But if Ridge Forrester genuinely thought that forcing Electra to dump the Spencer heir would bring her back into the obedient, unquestioning Forrester fold, he is about to receive the absolute shock of a lifetime. Electra marches back into the Forrester Creations building, her tears drying and transforming into a cold, unbreakable steel. Ridge sits behind his desk, wearing a smug expression of paternal victory, fully expecting Electra to thank him for saving her from a toxic Spencer romance. Instead, Electra slams a piece of paper onto the pristine glass of his desk. It is not a new jewelry design. It is not a revised contract. It is her immediate, non-negotiable letter of resignation. The shock that violently ripples across Ridge's face is a moment of pure, unadulterated soap opera perfection. This is not just a resignation. It is a vicious declaration of war. Ridge's face drains of color as the reality of Electra's words hang heavily in the air. He thought he was protecting his niece and his son, RJ, from the violent tendencies of Will Spencer. He thought he was asserting his dominance as the ultimate patriarch of the fashion industry. Instead, his heavy-handed, dictatorial ultimatum has spectacularly backfired. Electra looks at the man who just tried to control her destiny and informs him that she is done being a pawn in the endless, exhausting war between the Forresters and the Logans. She is done being manipulated by her Aunt Ivy, done dealing with RJ's entitled instigations, and absolutely done having her personal life dictated by the CEO of her company. Electra does not retreat to her bedroom to cry, nor does she seek comfort in the manipulative arms of her family members. She does not run to R.J. Forrester to validate his smug sense of victory. Instead, she walks straight out of the Forrester Creations building, her head held high, and marches directly into enemy territory. The elevator doors open on the executive floor of Spencer Publications, revealing the sleek, modern, high-tech stronghold of House of Logan. She bypasses the reception desk and walks straight into the lion's den, seeking out the two people who know exactly what it feels like to be marginalized, underestimated, and cast aside by the arrogant Forrester machine, Bill Spencer and Katie Logan. The moment Electra steps into the Spencer boardroom, the atmosphere instantly shifts from curiosity to electric anticipation. Bill Spencer is leaning back in his leather chair, a predatory, victorious grin spreading across his face as he realizes exactly who has just walked into his domain. Katie Logan, who has been fiercely battling her sister Brooke and Ridge to establish her independent fashion house, welcomes Electra with open, opportunistic arms. Electra does not mince words. She looks Katie dead in the eye and announces that she has officially severed all ties with Forrester Creations. She is a free agent, and she wants to bring her talents, her name, and her fiery ambition to the House of Logan. But Electra is not coming to this rival fashion house empty-handed. In a move that proves she possesses the ruthless, cutthroat business acumen of a true industry titan, she slams her extensive design portfolio onto Bill Spencer's desk. She is bringing her entire, highly anticipated, and previously shelved jewelry collection directly to the competition. The very collection that Steffi and Ridge carelessly pushed aside to focus on Eric's couture line is now sitting in the hands of their greatest rivals. Electra reveals every sketch, every prototype, and every dazzling concept she has poured her soul into, offering it all to Katie on a silver platter. It is the ultimate revenge against a family that refused to prioritize her creative vision. When the news of Electra's defection reaches the executive offices of Forrester Creations, the reaction is nothing short of apocalyptic. Ridge is hit with the crushing weight of a double betrayal. Not only did Electra walk away from the family business, but she took her highly valuable intellectual property straight to the man Ridge despises most in this world. The betrayal cuts incredibly deep. Ridge screams, throwing a crystal glass against the wall, realizing that his own aggressive actions directly handed Bill Spencer the ultimate weapon. He tried to control Electra's love life, and in return, she gutted his company's upcoming accessory division. The sheer magnitude of this corporate disaster sends shockwaves through every single floor of the building. Steffi Forrester Finnegan is sent into an absolute tailspin of panic and outrage. She is already drowning in massive corporate damage control following Hope Logan's shocking defection to House of Logan. Now, she is losing Electra, too. The PR nightmare is unprecedented. Forrester Creations is bleeding top-tier, marquee talent at an alarming rate, and all of it is flowing directly into Katie Logan's waiting arms. Steffi paces the floor, her heels clicking frantically, screaming about loyalty, betrayal, and the absolute audacity of the Logan women. She realizes that her company is facing its worst human resources and creative crisis in its illustrious history, and she is rapidly running out of ways to stop the bleeding. Carter Walton is immediately summoned to the executive office, thrust into the middle of a terrifying legal and intellectual property nightmare. Ridge and Steffi demand that Carter find a way, anyway, to stop Electra from producing her jewelry collection at House of Logan. They want injunctions. They want lawsuits. They want to bury Electra in legal red tape until she comes crawling back. But Carter, ever the pragmatic legal mind, knows that if Electra designed those pieces on her own time, or if her Forrester contract had specific loopholes regarding shelved projects, they might be completely powerless to stop her. The legal battle lines are drawn, and the courtroom drama is guaranteed to be just as vicious as the runway showdowns. Meanwhile, over at House of Logan, a brand new, absolutely unstoppable powerhouse duo is forming. Hope Logan and Electra Forrester, two brilliant, creative women who felt constantly undervalued, manipulated, and pushed aside by Steffi and Ridge's dictatorial rule, are now united under one roof. Katie Logan's eyes light up with the fire of 1,000 flashbulbs as she visualizes the marketing campaign. Hope's fresh, innovative apparel line perfectly paired with Electra's stunning, rebellious jewelry collection. It is a match made in fashion heaven, and it is the ultimate devastating revenge against Brooke and Ridge. The House of Logan is no longer just a startup trying to find its footing. It is a massive, fully armed corporate threat ready to dominate the global market. Dollar Bill Spencer is taking the ultimate victory lap. He has Eric Forrester's original designs. He has Hope Logan's highly anticipated new line. He has Electra's exclusive jewelry collection. And he has the $100 million Hope Diamond ready to dazzle the press. Bill rubs his hands together, his dark eyes gleaming with ruthless satisfaction. He knows that Ridge is currently suffocating under the weight of his own arrogant mistakes. Bill is ready to bankroll whatever Katie, Hope, and Electra need to completely obliterate Forrester Creations on the runway. The Spencer men are firmly backing the Logan women, and Dollar Bill is feeling absolutely untouchable in this high-stakes game of corporate chess. Back in the design room, R.J. Forrester's smug sense of victory turns to absolute ash in his mouth. He thought he had played the game perfectly. He instigated the physical brawls with Will, paraded his bruised ribs to his father, and successfully manipulated Ridge into issuing that severe ultimatum. He thought getting Will fired and forced out of Electra's life would clear the path for him to swoop in and claim her heart. Instead, his toxic, entitled instigations drove her away completely. RJ has not only lost the girl he was desperately trying to win, but he has also lost his company's lead jewelry designer. His manipulative actions have directly caused the greatest crisis Forrester Creations has ever seen, and the guilt and realization are about to crush him. Ironically, Ridge's aggressive attempt to sever Electra and Will's connection might be the exact catalyst that brings them permanently back together. Will is currently nursing a broken heart, having been fired from Forrester and dumped by the woman he loves. But with Electra now officially joining House of Logan, she is stepping right into the Spencer family's domain. Will has already been offered a position at the family business by Bill and Katie. The very move that Ridge orchestrated to keep the young lovers apart has now placed them both under the exact same corporate roof. The proximity, the shared rebellion against the Forresters, and the electric tension between them guarantee that their romance is far from over. The stage is now set for the most explosive, high-stakes fashion showdown in the history of Los Angeles. Forrester Creations is wounded, bleeding talent, and desperate to prove they are still the kings of couture. House of Logan is hungry, armed with stolen talent, and ready to burn the old establishment to the ground. The glitz, the glamour, and the absolute destruction of family ties will all culminate on the runway. Every relationship is fractured, every loyalty is tested, and nobody is safe from the fallout of Electra's shocking defection. The war has officially begun, and the casualties are going to be spectacular. What is next in this explosive fashion war? Will FC survive this massive creative crisis? Share your boldest theories below, hit subscribe, and join me next time.